So this is how to make buttons on SEO Interactive. So here I'm going to click the site and view it. So you open it in a new tab so you can see these buttons. There's a lot of requests a lot of the times to add buttons to the page for call to actions, just linking the other way. So here are the buttons here. However, this is what it looks like in the code. So don't be alarmed. And then I'm going to show you some items in the code that you could do to change the look and feel of the buttons just a little bit. You can't really change a lot. So for example, on this page, his button color normally is this green color, which was hard to read. When you see this one, I didn't apply the code correctly. There is I just didn't fix those buttons yet, but there is that green color around the border. So you're going to affect the color of the buttons and the border color if you want to. So this is how this is done. I will provide this in the comments so that you can see. I'll copy and paste the code. So here's all of the code. Here is the style that I've added. So this is the background color. So then use the hexadecimal to change the color. 00 is black and FFF is white, for example, but you can always Google hex color and find a color you want and then put the color in there. And then over here, I labeled it important so that it overrides the current CSS styling, which this is the class for the secondary button right here. I'm overriding it with these important tags. So this is the background color, and then this is the border color right here. So you have to change two of these things. Usually if you match it, then it kind of blends in nicely like you see here where there isn't a clashing color. Again, it just kind of depends on if you want a clashing color or not, or if your main color or secondary color of the website is fine, you just want a different effect. So in other words, if you're, say you want red and black, you want red being the border color, then you would change this to be red. And if you want black to be the background color, then you would put black. So just kind of depending on how you want to do it. So this does look like a garbled mess, and I'll try and explain it. This is the line height of 250 and the text align center. So that paragraph styling puts it into the center and then creates space around each one of them. So you can adjust that if you want, but it seems to work fairly well. No matter how long or how big the buttons are, how much text is inside the button, it seems to work really well. So I just leave that. Go ahead, if you know code, you can play with that. The main thing is that you do have to have this class here for the button to actually appear. And then you can add this style and then change those two items the way that you want to do that. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit so that you could just kind of see what's going on. So there's the paragraph, and then this is the beginning of the HTML link with the button, and then here is the end of it. So I'll move that all the way down. So this is the entire code for one specific button. There are 4 buttons here, and most of the time when I'm finding you're either going to use 4, 3, but you're never just going to use one button. So I'm going to give you all of the code, and yes, it does just repeat over and over again. And sometimes you'll see the difference between the class of the button being up front and then the style, or up top here where I have the style and then the class. It doesn't matter. As long as these quotes are around each one of them and there's an equal sign, it's not that big of a deal. This right here, I just left it in there. It was part of the original code. If you want to delete it, you can. If the button stops working, you can put it back. So to add the buttons to the site, so I'm going to go ahead and add these 4 buttons. I'm just going to copy all of this. And then I'm going to go down and add a page component. And just a content area is fine. Let's label it test for now. Here's the content area. Go ahead and click on HTML and then paste this in here and then click update, and then that's everything. You can technically go ahead and edit that in there, but I would just tell you to go just do it in the HTML. To edit, for example, Capitol Hill, you would just, it's this section right here. Just change it to whatever you want. And then that will update this link right there. If you do it that way, then you're never messing with the code. So that's specifically how to add the button. And again, I'll add this code into the description section so that you can always use it for your websites. Have a good one.